Hey there, folks. Andre the Game Idea Guy here, and I got called a shill recently. See, I've never had that word used towards me. I've always seen it used towards other people. And I sit down and think about it a bit, like, what is a shill? Now, I mean, we could use the dictionary definition. The one that I have is from Cambridge. Let's see what this is. What is a shill? Shill, noun, someone who helps another person to persuade people to buy something, especially by pretending to be a satisfied customer. I don't think I've done any sort of promotions where I'm pretending to be a satisfied customer of something in order to garner attention for something else. Is there the verbiage? Yeah, shill, verb. To help another person to persuade people to buy something, especially by pretending to be a satisfied customer. So, still the same thing. Still the same thing. I mean, I must be doing a horrible job then. I must be doing a horrible job then, because that sounds like somebody who gets paid to me. I mean, who would go out their way to persuade people to purchase something if they're not going to get kickbacks from it? That'd be counterintuitive, to be honest. That'd be extremely counterintuitive. So if I'm not doing that, what makes me a shill? I mean, I don't get to go to any specialized events. I don't get stuff for free that I can then talk about and promote and draw in my large, even though I don't have a large audience, to, buy a thing. I don't do that. I don't have a bunch of companies sponsoring me. I'm not largely famous on the internet with a bunch of different, fans that will go to bat for me every time somebody says something disparaging about me. I'm not someone who people use as a point of authority because of my large status to say, hey, they said it, so it's gotta be true. Doesn't sound like I'm much of a shill. I mean, I guess you could consider me one when I've done the Pitch for Switch series of videos, which some of those actually did happen, but most of them haven't. The majority of them haven't. So, I mean, even in that front, I guess I should be getting paid for that. I mean, I should be getting paid by Bandai Namco for Dragon Ball Xenoverse, or by Treasure for Hyper Light Drifter, or, maybe, just maybe, Konami for the Metal Gear Solid collection. I know Sega for Sonic Colors. I know, or for the recent startup of the Pitch for Switch 2 series. I guess Capcom should be paying me for Street Fighter 6, right? Where are my checks? Where's my money? I'm not getting paid for any of this. And then now that I think about it, there were several videos I did about Street Fighter 6 before it was announced, and then also the live stream that I did with Jay talking about my ideas for Street Fighter 6. And even though they didn't take everything I did, they did do the custom character, they did do the world tour mode, they did sort of bring back dramatic battle with the fact that you can fight multiple people at once in world tour mode. They did also add in the learning system where you can learn techniques and moves and fighting styles from the other characters in the game. They did bring Bison back, but different than how I said. And they do have a technical 3 main character showing that you have an American guy, Luke, instead of Alex, like I said. Then you have a darker complected person, which at that point you have Jamie instead of Sean. And then you do have a young female martial artist who is very talented that copied the techniques and formats of another famous fighter in Kimberly instead of Sakura. Guess Capcom owes me some money too, because they never paid me for that. And these ideas that I talked about came out well before there was even an announcement for Street Fighter 6. Then again, there's also Soul Calibur 6, where I had that whole idea talking about different, guest characters depending on platform. But I do remember talking about having Geralt from The Witcher be in Soul Calibur 6, and that did happen. So, do they owe me money for that too? Gosh, I am a horrible shill. I am a horrible, horrible shill. Oh, there was also that time where I talked about Xbox Play Everywhere not being, factual because it was limited to so few devices. And then within 2 months, Microsoft announces that you'll be able to play games using xCloud on a multitude of different devices to link to your Xbox account. Damn, Microsoft never paid me for that. Like, I'm a horrible shill. I don't make any money. I don't make any money. And I guess I should also be trying to charge the indies that I've done videos for, where I was beta testing some of their stuff for them, and they gave me permission to talk about that. I should be charging them, right? That's a service. I should be charging them money for that. I should be charging them for that. Especially the one Grim Quest that's on mobile right now. That video got so many views. I should be charging for that. Right? I should charge them for that. Because nobody's giving me any money. I mean, I guess I should be charging, but then again, they did, I guess, technically pay me while I was beta and alpha testing some games before. I guess they did pay me for that, but I should have tried to see if I could rope them into having me promote the games too. Then I'd actually be rolling in the dough. But then again, that would be a breach of my contract as a play tester / software tester, and that would also break my NDAs unless they gave me explicit permission to talk about what I was doing when I was giving my feedback. I don't know. I don't think I'm a good shill. I'm a horrible shill. I'm not making anything off of this. Like I said, I don't get free games to promote them, or I don't get test builds of games to promote them, to talk about first-hand experiences with these games. I don't get that. I don't get to do those things. I don't get invited out to industry events. I don't get invited to award shows. So where is the payment that I'm supposed to be receiving as a shill? Like, really, where is the payment I'm supposed to be receiving as a shill? Because I should be rolling in dough right now. I should have so much money on me that I couldn't call myself broke. Like, I don't get to get on a live stream and have hundreds of thousands of people watching the stream, commenting so much that it's hard to even keep up with the conversation unless you are looking for specific people. I don't have that type of following. I mean, am I a shill because I sometimes take the time to think about like things that people get outraged over, and I try to inject my own logic and reasoning into it, which I guess that would that make me a shill, or would that make me someone who's trying to explain things? I don't know. Because I don't. And you know what? Mario Kart World is looking an awful lot like the F-Zero idea that I had, that I talked with Action Jack and Sandstorm about, where you had an open world and you could race on the tracks and you could earn different characters by racing in the open world. Sounding a lot alike Mario Kart World. Wonder where Nintendo got those ideas. Where's my money? Where's my money, Nintendo? Where's my cash? Y'all not paying me. I think I gotta sue y'all. Where's my money? I am a horrible shill. I have not required anybody to pay me. I've got no contracts. I am horrible. Deplorable even. And man, I can't say anybody sold anything because of me. Goodness, I would love to be a shill, actually. I would love to be a shill to talk about the things I actually like. I would love to be a shill to be able to do that. Nope, I'm just here as the guy making up these daggone discussions and these videos off the top of my head half the time, or based off of a subject that I see people woefully misinterpreting. But you know what? What if I'm a shill because I'm pretending I'm a satisfied customer? I'm not a customer, though, in that sense, when I'm just giving my opinion on things. Because it's not like I'm sitting here saying, oh, Nintendo, you owe me money. You owe me money because I talked about your thing. Come on now, pay up. Then again, I'm not a shill also because I don't get paid to do this. Now, that's the thing to think about, because if you're a shill who is paid to persuade people to do a thing, or you're paid to get people to see a certain direction in things, I'm definitely not a shill then, because I don't make money from my YouTube channel, though I would like to. Again, I would be fine with being a shill. I mean, if it's accurate, I'm not going to deny it. I wouldn't mind being a shill. You could have, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo look over my various discussions and give their opinions on what I have said or done. I mean, at worst, I've said if you don't want something, don't spend the money on it, just don't pirate it. Because then you give the company the chance to make value inherent upon what they said they were selling it for. Is that what makes me a shill? Because I said don't pirate? And I say that mostly because I don't want people to run into the situation where Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony actually have to brick their machines. And yes, the end user license agreement for Microsoft and Sony have had that be a stipulation well before Nintendo decided to add it in recently. You also want to know what other companies have similar agreements in their EULAs? Valve for Steam, CD Projekt Red for Good Old Games, EA for EA Games, Amazon for Amazon Games. If you do anything that could be detrimental to the platform itself, you do know that they have the right to completely erase your account, right? And that is without giving you back the merchandise that you paid for. Yeah, people don't pay attention to those things. But maybe that's why I'm a shill. Maybe that's why I'm a shill. It's because I try to give information in a way that, is digestible for more people. Could it be that? Or could it be because I was just talking in a somewhat positive light about a thing that someone didn't like and they didn't actually listen to everything I was saying? They kind of tapped out a third of the way through. No, maybe that's the case. Because where I got called a shill for talking about being intelligent and not liking the fact that my intelligence at times makes it a barrier to talk with other people because they will react emotionally to things. And I also later on in that same video said that that sounds very narcissistic, even though that's not how I am. But I guess they missed that because they didn't get far enough along to hear it. They maybe also missed the point where I said that if you're going to blame Nintendo for something, blame them for the stuff that they actually did, like, you know, the game share thing. Even though I also speculated that there's probably a reason for that not working the same way, and it's probably because of virtual game cards. Because they kind of serve the same purpose. I don't know, maybe that's what makes me a shill? Huh. I don't know. But I do know that my pockets aren't being lined. I do know that I don't have Capcom. I don't have Bandai Namco. I don't have NetherRealm. I don't have Konami. I don't have any companies coming to me. Andre, you're the game idea guy, right? You talk about all this stuff. How would you like to promote our game? I've not gotten a contract for that. I wish I had. There are plenty of games I could have given such great coverage to. And would have. But that opportunity hasn't presented itself to me. I'm not big enough. But even to be big enough, I'd actually technically have to be a shield to my audience to be big enough to do that. And I'm sorry, if that's the case, I have failed horribly. I have failed horribly. I have failed you all as a shield. I haven't done the job. I haven't made it a requirement to pay me anything. Heck, now that I think about it, I don't even have payment options up unless you consider Spotify. And even that is completely optional. And I don't get payment for it. I did at one point get a few monthly stipends from someone, and I was appreciative of it, but I don't get paid for that. If there are any ads on any of my stuff, I don't get paid for those ads. That's YouTube throwing an ad on something because it's somewhat trending and my video was on that same subject. So even in that regard, I have failed miserably. I have failed miserably. I am not a good shill. I'm sorry, everyone. I am sorry to disappoint you. I'm not a good shill. I mean, it's been a long running joke on the Winging It podcast even that I need to stop giving my ideas out because companies should be paying me for them. But yet here I am still stupidly giving out my thoughts for free. Not charging anyone a single red cent because I don't have to. Now, mind you, if my audience were to say, hey, Andre, we want to be able to support you directly, find some way that we can help monetize you, I would do it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I would do it. If people like hearing my opinion that much and you want to throw me a few bucks a month, I would not stop you from doing it if you ask me to do it. The difference is I'm not going to force it on anybody. But if you guys did ask me to do it, that means I'm going to start promoting it. And at that point, then I would technically be shilling if I started making money. And if I was pretending to be happy about what I was saying, which I believe the majority of the time I come off either highly enthusiastic or completely sarcastic. I don't think there's very much of an in-between in a lot of those. I'm either bouncing on my heels, ready to talk about something and enthusiastic because the idea appeals to me, or I am talking about something that I wish other people could see the same way I do. And again, I know how that sounds. I'm very aware of how that sounds. That doesn't change how I feel, though. That's the thing. It doesn't change my perspective. I know how it sounds. I know how it would look to people if you get on a comment and you said something snarky or snippy with me. I'm going to give it right back. Like, I don't hold other people's emotions. I don't hold on to their emotions. And if that makes me horrible for people to interact with, I'm sorry. That's just who I am. You either take it or leave it. And if you leave it, that gives me more peace. If you take it, then join in on the fun. But yeah, I am the worst shill in the gaming sphere right now. I am the worst one. I am the worst shill. Because I don't get any money. Man. Oh, man. Man. I guess I should wait for the day I get called a corporate shill. I would love to know how that one would be accurate. Oh, stop bootlicking, you're a corporate shill. Because I have an opinion. So you're automatically assuming that your opinion is automatically right. Your opinion is automatically right. I mean, does a shill actually go back and correct themselves? I don't think there are shills that go back and correct themselves. And yes, if anybody wants to know, I am being petty on purpose. Because it was fun. It was a fun thing when I looked at that comment and I was like, ooh, I could turn that around into a video subject and it'd be something different than talking about all this bullshit right now when it comes down to Nintendo Switch 2 and trying to clarify misinformation. So yes, I took the opportunity and I ran with it. I ran with it because it was something different. And it was actually an interesting subject. So it was worth it. I could let the assholery loose. I could be as sarcastic as I felt like for this whole video, for this whole discussion. And that's what I did. Because that was fun. Somebody's going to say that would make me a bad person. I say that makes me realistic and human. Now, if anybody thinks I'm emotional over it, no. Petty doesn't require being emotional. Petty just means, oh, I saw a thing. Bugged me barely. Maybe a 0.000001 on the Richter scale. But it was fun to go ahead and poke fun at the thing that I was being called. Especially by someone who didn't listen to everything I had to say. That makes it even more sweet. That's like honey drizzled on top of a nice, soft, buttery piece of cornbread. And for the Southerners out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, man. I should get prepared for the corporate shill thing. I want that one to happen soon. And no, that does not mean go in the comments and say, Andre, you're a corporate shill because you want me to make another one of these videos. Or the discussions. Don't do that. Because I'm not going to do it from this one. There's got to be someone who genuinely says it to make it interesting. But I'm going to go ahead and stop. I think I've had enough fun leaning into my sarcasticness and being as as much of an ass as I could. I'm going to go ahead and stop here. Thank you guys very much for listening in. Keep your eyes and ears out for more stuff from me. And until the next time, enjoy your games and peace out, everybody.